Hey everyone, it's Dara. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Dara K. Fulton, and on this channel we talk all things motivation as well as some creative things in the mix. Thank you so much for being here today. This is another impromptu / entrepreneur life video. So welcome to another episode of Entrepreneur Life, where I am going to be talking about all things entrepreneurship, business, small business, encouragement, etc. But we still will keep the common denominator of all of my videos, and that is motivation. So let's get started. More than likely, I am not going to edit this video because I am purposely wanting to be more transparent on camera, and I feel that the topic I want to discuss today, I really want it to come from the heart. I really don't want to do too much editing, so here we go. So I don't want to call this my very first entrepreneurship video, but I will say it's going to be the first sit down video, and I'm going to talk about something that really hits home for me. It's very personal to me, and I'm sure it will be personal to you, and that is, it is never too late to start a business. Now, a few days ago, I did a Coffee with Dara video on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do so. I will definitely leave all my information under this video. And the topic was, it's never too late. And I was just speaking in general. But in this video, I want to focus on, it's not too late to start a business. And I want to kind of share a little bit of my personal journey with you to give you some perspective. So here we go. So some of you may not know, or may know by now, that I am an ESL teacher, ESL standing for English as a Second Language. I have been an ESL teacher for 14 years, soon to be 15 in June, yay, yay. And today, which is February 6th, it was 1 year ago today that my business, Applied ESL, became an LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Corporation. And I am so happy, so very happy that it's been a year that I've held on to this very important entity, okay, to protect my business legally, and just something I've been wanting for a very long time. It took me 6 years to get to this point, and I'm very grateful to be able to sit before you and tell you that, you know, it hasn't been easy, but if you persevere, it will come true. So in my background, you might see a poster board. I have my Applied ESL poster board in the back, but I teach for an online English tutoring company, so I do not use, of course, my business poster board. That's why you see this one that's very generic in the background, but I digress. So why am I saying it's never too late? Okay, let me just share a little background story about me, and then it'll all make sense. So let's go back in time. There was a time that I worked for many different ESL programs, and I loved every bit of it. And unfortunately, I did get laid off from some of those jobs. Things happen, life happens. I totally understand. I had 2 hip surgeries, and it was a very difficult time for me, friends. Honestly, it was very tough. And you know, I will admit now that despite the hardship, I did have a lot of good experiences, but you know, teaching ESL is not the easiest thing to teach, because you're helping, in my case, adult learners learn your language. And as a native speaker, we tend to take that for granted. And at times we feel like, oh, well, I can speak my language, so I can teach it. Well, there's some technique and some training that you would need in order to do that effectively. And then the other part of the story that I'm not too happy to share, but it's part of my journey, is that, you know, obviously I'm Black, I am a woman, and I'm plus size, yay. And I'm also colorful. And some people might say, well, why does that matter? But let me tell you, friends, you know, the journey wasn't difficult only because I was a new teacher, and you know, this was a new career for me. It was hard because of the things I just stated. I'm Black, I'm plus size, I'm a woman, and that didn't always sit well with a lot of people, unfortunately. In the process of that, and then just, you know, learning how to teach, and, you know, learning new cultures and learning the business of teaching, you know, unfortunately I got ill, and I had to have 2 hip surgeries as a result of that. So that kind of slowed everything down. And I would say that when I was laid off from my job of 6 years, it really took its toll on me emotionally, to such a point where I really started to think, how can I get out of this situation? How can I feel better? What can I do differently? And let me just say now, I'm not anti-working for an organization, a school, a company. I'm not anti-working for people, but I don't know. I just wanted to still be a part of this great career that I'm in, but on my terms. And it's so funny, friends, because it was a time that I was just, oh, it was just such a depressing time back in 2010. I wrote it in my book, Life's Reflective Twist. And if you're interested, I'll leave that information under this video as well. But I'll just briefly mention that during that time of the surgeries and the layoff, I was very depressed. And I didn't know what to do with my life because, you know, it's not like I started my college career learning about how to be a teacher. I wanted to be a geologist. And then when it was a professor who told me on an internship that pretty much I should just drop out the major because my math skills are not up to par, and why am I wasting my time, in so many words. And even though that was a messed up thing he could have said, but I do appreciate the honesty, but it really affected my self-esteem. And as a result, I left the major. I ended up just going into liberal arts, got my associate's degree, and said, okay, now what? Basically, I fell into ESL. Like any other college grad, you need a job. And I just saw an ad and said, hey, I tutored in college, I can teach. Not knowing that there are differences between the two. Long story short, during this depressive time, I was going through my closet, and I have tons and tons of notebooks because I am a writer and I write all the time. And I came across a letter that I actually wrote to myself, basically expressing my sorrows back in 2003. And I was still in college at the time. And I talked about one day having my own ESL tutoring company. And believe it or not, I was shocked that I found it, and I was even more shocked that I even felt that way so many years ago. And then I also came across some typed up documents where I want to say I gave like a little mini outline of this potential business that I wanted to have. And I was just like, wow, I forgot about that, you know? So here we are, so many years later, at the age of 38, soon to be 39, darling. I have my own business, and that's the reason why I wanted to do this video. So you might be saying to yourself, okay, what does this have to do with me? You know, maybe you're not interested in having a business, or maybe you are. Maybe there's something you've always wanted to do that's not necessarily having a business, but you're kind of shy, or you don't believe in yourself, or you feel maybe that you don't have the qualifications. There's a lot of emotions that comes with this entrepreneur life. And I want to be the person, as your big sister, your confidant, maybe even your mentor, to let you know that you are not alone. Trust me, you're not alone. Okay. So here we are. One of the things I want to say, I should say this. One of the things I want to say and want to really reach out to the people, or the person out there who may have grew up in a neighborhood that wasn't so great, went through some hardships. You know, maybe you didn't have the best family life. Maybe you don't know what it's like to have money. Okay. You worked your butt off at jobs that maybe you didn't like, or you worked at jobs that you like, but you wasn't appreciated for the work that you put into those jobs. I want to talk to you guys because one of the things that frustrates me sometimes on social media is I'm always seeing these, hey, 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 I have a business, so can you? And they're showing money and cars and all these wonderful things. And I'm not against anyone's hustle or progress, but I just feel there's not enough videos out there that where you can kind of have a one-to-one real deep discussion about the reality of this journey, especially if you're coming from an employee standpoint now to your own business. So let me just say this for full disclosure. I grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. If you're from Brooklyn, from New York City, there was a time when Bed-Stuy was not gentrified, and it was considered the hood, the ghetto, whatever term you want to call it. And I've had my fair share of witnessing things that was not very pleasant. I have been held up before. I've been called everything but my name, and I know what bullying feels like. You know, now things are different. It's not so terrible, but there was a time it wasn't paradise, okay? And so if you grew up in a neighborhood where you witness people not being here, or you lost loved ones, or, you know, you've been through some situations, And then now you're at a point in your life that maybe as an adult, you're not where you want to be financially. Maybe you don't have the things that you desire, but all of a sudden you want to have a business and you're thinking, well, I don't see that happening for me because I'm broke as hell. I don't feel very good about myself. My circumstances suck. How can I make this happen? So let me make it very easy for you. I'm not here to tell you that it's going to be easy. I'm not here to give you a magic solution. I just want you to know right now that you can do it. Let's start there. But the one thing you want to think about is the why. Why do you want to have a business, whatever business that is? You got to start there, because we can talk about how all day long. We can show off about, oh, I did this and look at me and this can happen for you. We can do that. But my thing is the why, because that's where it becomes very individualized. That's when it becomes more authentic, because my why will be different from your why. Why do you want to have a business? Why do you want what you want? Because once you have a clear picture of that, that becomes your will. That is your promise to yourself that I have a purpose. I want to have a business. I'm going to have a business. And this is where the I can and the how comes in. It's like a triangle, you know, but it has to start from here. So you have your why, you have your purpose, then you go to the next step. Can I do this? And this is the part that can really mess us all up, myself included. Because it's not to say you can't do it, but you have to believe that you can, honestly. And that was something that took me years for me to get to this point. I mean, it took me a long time for me to say, yeah, I can do this. So I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. This is a process that you really have to do a lot of self-reflecting. You really have to really take time for yourself and ask yourself, why do I want to do this? And can I do this? And you have to be realistic about that. And then once you pass that step, then the how, believe it or not, becomes a little more easier, because you already have your will, right? You have your purpose. You already know you can do it. So that's going to build your confidence. So now the how, this is where it becomes a little fun, you know? You don't have to stress as much because you already told yourself, I'm going to do this. I can do this, and I will. The other thing I want to address also is that it's never too late. And I think another thing that I particularly don't like to see here on social media is this falsehood that if somehow you're of a certain age or from a certain demographic, that it's too late for you. You're all washed up. What's the point? Why are you even doing this? And I'm here to tell you, friends, please do not believe that narrative. Don't think that because you're of a certain age or from a certain background or a certain color or culture or whatever it is, or a certain neighborhood or whatever, that you can't. You can and you will, but you have to believe that in yourself. And people, wow, people are people. You know, we really can't fight that, friends. We can't. You're going to have people that's going to love you and going to support you no matter what. Let's talk about family. If you're blessed enough to have family, now family doesn't necessarily have to be biological or blood related. Family is pretty much the people in your circle that loves you unconditionally, that are there for you no matter what. If you have that, please appreciate it and cherish that, because sometimes that's all you need. You need people who are going to give you that moral support. Before the financial support and all that other stuff, you need the moral support. You need to know that if you fall, someone has your back. Someone is there to catch you. I'm going to mention this, and again, if you are not a believer, you are welcome to skip this part, but I'm a believer, so I'm going to talk about God. I'm a believer of God. I'm a Christian by faith, and I love God very much. I pray all the time. And if you are a believer, then you already know that prayer is truly powerful. And believe it or not, if you have God, then pretty much you're good to go. That's just the truth. But even as humans, sometimes as believers, we know we have God in our hearts and we believe, but sometimes we need that human support as well. So if you have God, wonderful. You have that family, great. Now, what if you don't have that? What if you don't have that family? So sorry, friends, because this hair, I love this wig so much, but she's really doing the most right now, right at the best part of this video. Okay, can you stop, please? Yes. Okay. So you don't have this support and you're feeling like just messed up. The one advice I can give to you, friends, is that even if you don't have that family support, even if you don't have even God in your life, and I'm going to keep it real, even if you don't believe, even if you just feel like, what's the point? you have you to count on. You have to believe in you. You have to feel like at the end of the day, I have me. You know, we all have something that drives us to do what we want to do. So if it just boils down to just you, then let you be there for you, if that makes sense. If you're lucky enough to have people in your circle who are from the same industry or are fellow entrepreneurs who show you that support, yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, even I'm currently working to build a network of fellow entrepreneurs who not so much understand my dream per se, but just willing to show that support because we all can use it. But I'm not relying on that, you know, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's really a game of chance and trial and error. But if you have that, beautiful. So just know that you're going to be okay. And even if you don't have the support that you want right now, you will have it later. I just believe that. And be careful, as I say in my previous videos, sometimes you just have to move in silence. Sometimes you have to be careful of who you're sharing this to, because it is hard. And people, no offense, you got some evil people who are willing to just, you know, and they don't have no shame, and they will go out their way to hurt you because they're miserable. Sad to say. So here's my final thought. Don't let where you've come from stop you from where you are going. My dad used to always say, just because you're from the hood don't mean you have to be the hood. And that's just the truth, friends. You know, a lot of people don't believe that I'm actually from the hood. By the way I speak and the way I carry myself, and growing up in the hood was not easy, because I've had fellow folks that looked at me like, Oreo cookie. And if you know what Oreo cookie means, that means black on the outside, white on the inside. I know that's a very ignorant term to call people, but I'm just telling you what was told to me. Okay, so I understand the struggle. I get, you know, how you may feel like, damn, you know, I wish I was better off. I wish I had a little more privilege. You know, I wish I had a little more respect and I had a little more opportunity. I get it. But one of the things I've learned in this journey, that you have yourself. And as long as you get up every day, there's a new chance at life. There's a new chance for you to grow. There's a new chance for embracing new opportunities. So don't let your current circumstances stop you from moving forward. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's something I tell myself every day. You know, keep the vision clear and don't give up. And I tell myself this every day. And that's what drives me to be able to do videos like this, to talk to y'all candidly, to just be me. Because for so many years, I've had very bad self-esteem. I hated myself. I hated life. I did not feel good about a lot of things because I allowed people to make me feel that I wasn't worthy. And now, no dice, okay? So just know, friends, that you're going to be okay. And it's not too late for you. And starting a business, and I'll talk more about this in upcoming videos, it's not easy, but you can do it. If you believe and you have that will, you have that purpose, it starts there. And once you have that purpose, then the next step is, can you do it? And I'm going to answer that for you. Yes. So now that you know that you can do it, build up that confidence and go for it. And don't let nothing or no one stop you from living your dream, because you owe it to yourself. And you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to have what you want in this life. And if that's a business, if that's maybe doing something else, whatever it is. So don't stop. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I see I'm up to 18 minutes, so I'm going to stop here. But my spirit was moving me to talk about this. And I said, you know what, for the first sit-down entrepreneur life video, I just want to be candid, raw, and just say how I feel. And I hope that this resonates with someone out there. Please share this video. Seriously, share this video. Not for views and likes, but really to get the message out that not all of us come from the same place. And we all had there's a lot of us who had some hardships. But you know what? We will rise above that. And once we rise above it, look out. Look out, you know? So don't let nothing hold you back. Let me just end on this note. I want to show you something. See this? I made these. Believe it or not, these are my logo, the logo to my business. They are stickers. I stuck it on a piece of cardboard, cut, paste, added some little gloss, voila, made my own earrings. And that DIY tutorial will be coming up very soon, maybe after this video. But why I'm showing you this, friends, is not to just show that I'm a crafty person, but to show you that when you're proud of what you do, you represent it. That's why I'm wearing this orange. That's why I'm wearing these earrings, to show you that don't feel like, oh, I don't have no money and I can't represent my brand. You got hands. You have a mind. You have a heart. There you go. That's all you need. Those are your tools. That's all you need. Just a little creativity, a little imagination. I'm telling you, it will take you far. Love you all so, so much. Thank you for listening today. I hope this video resonates with you. Please share, like, comment, subscribe to this channel, because I promise you, you won't regret it. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you all so much. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments down below. All my info, my socials, everything will be under this video. And I look forward to talking with you. And let me know if you like these entrepreneurship videos, because I plan to do a lot more. Promise you that. Love you so much, friends. Mwah. Take care.